Alrighty, let's bring in our guy, Pat Pagano, in the cold weather forecast. Pat.
It's here.
Uh,
And,
I left the house this morning. It was 23 degrees.
yep.
It is now 19.
hmm Into the teens, as we said. Ineffective sunshine, icy winds. Tonight, frigid, 0 to 5 below. You going out tomorrow morning for a nice cup of hot coffee and pancakes? Marshall?
No.
I didn't think so. Neither am I. Saturday will be a sunny, cold day, mid and upper 20s. Will not be nearly as cold Saturday night. Saturday night will stay in the teens. Sunday, increasing clouds. Maybe a late snow shower. Marshall, don't blink your eyes. You'll miss that.
All right.
40 to 45. And partly sunny on Monday. Highs again, 40 to 45. So once again, it's a 2-day cold wave. And there'll be another 2-day cold wave next week. Probably Wednesday, Thursday, to Friday.
And that means next week we'll have another snow to rain event.
That is correct. That'll probably happen Tuesday night. Yeah.
What a winter. What a winter.
But, we'll have to see if the American model, the GFS, is correct. By the end of this month, the American model is forecasting the polar vortex to drop over the Great Lakes. Okay, now that is associated with, of course, very cold air. But that's going to change the jet stream. And at the same time, there is a vigorous upper air storm over California. So there's two streams, two jet streams that they're forecasting by the end of the month. Those two get together, there's big time trouble. I have a feeling that is how we begin the month of March.
All right.
That's what I see. And I see it because I was able to, had a little extra time this morning. It was about 1:45 when Shirley woke me up, and then I couldn't go back to sleep. So I decided to come into the weather center. So I had extra time, and that's what I did. I completely ripped apart a lot of the computer models and looked at the computer models because, truthfully, there's not much else to watch. As you see, across the country, the whole country is in this Arctic air now, and really not much in the way of precipitation. So very, very quiet as she goes.
And did you finish all the editing now?
No, we're into the making up.
Okay.
Part two, the titles, the credits have been done. We're into the making of. We are now at 108 and a half hours.
Yeah, people don't understand editing.
No.
How much I spoke to Ann Makepeace, who's a documentary filmmaker, and a couple of other interviews. And if their movie is, let's say their movie is an hour and a half long,
Mm-hmm.
they probably have over 400 or 500 hours in at minimum. It takes years to put these things together.
It really does. And, we're not being as fussy, of course, as, quote, somebody's doing a documentary or a major movie, but we're trying to be as fussy as possible. So we're on now to the making of. There's a lot of, bloops and blunders. So put that together, and then they don't know it, but I think I told you last year, because we did a memorial for two of our friends who had passed, had been in the movie, I decided that each year now we will salute two of our cast members while they're alive and their eyes are open. So I put together, we didn't edit it yet, but I've gotten all of the movies that they've been in for Helen and Richie, and we're going to do a little tribute to them, which they don't know about, and each of them will get a little Oscar trophy with their name on it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yep. So we'll go through that. We'll at least do two every year, and hopefully they'll be able to see it again while their eyes are open. It's nice to do the tribute like the two last year, but unfortunately they didn't get to see it.
Now, it's a good thing that Cannonball Run was made because nobody would do the outtakes at their movies. Cannonball Run was the first movie that really did that extensively.
Really, huh?
Yep. And of course, well, look, I remember the cast. I mean, not only did they have Burt Reynolds and Dom DeLuise, which were two, they had a cast of every famous person in the world that were. It's almost like that movie was almost like it's a mad.
Right, right.
And the outtakes, you should sometime go on Google, and type in outtakes, Cannonball Run, and
Really?
you will be on the floor laughing.
Yeah, I know some of the stuff is really hysterical, and that's why we do it. They like to see it, and that only makes everybody look human, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
Because when you see the movie, it's like, wow, they delivered their lines perfectly. No, not really.
It's they're fun to watch, but you really, if you want to laugh, Hal Needham did put that in the movie, and it was just, and I'm talking about the original Cannonball Run. It was just funny, just
You
funny.
know, Dom DeLuise and what's his name? You just mentioned him.
Oh,
Burt
Burt
Reynolds.
Reynolds, yeah.
The two of them, you
Oh,
have to admit,
it
they
was you see the interaction between the two of them. It's hilarious. It's
it really is.
it really is. So
I always did like Dom DeLuise. You know who was my other favorite? Well, I can't think of his name, but you'll get it in a second. The guy who insulted everybody,
Don Rickles.
Don Rickles. Oh, I just loved the way he picked apart people in the audience and ripped them apart. He was so spontaneous. I would just be hysterical. Yeah.
Do you remember the act that Dom DeLuise started with that made him famous?
Save it for the end.
What?
His Save it for the end.
He was a comedian and he had an act as like a magician, and Ruth Buzzy was teamed with him, and she was Shagunda. And you can you can look back at that and look at that as well. G-O-N-D. I'm going to see if there's anything up here on it. It was Dom DeLuise. Yeah, he was. That was one of the first things that he did when he went out there, and there's just a ton of stuff there.
Okay.
He was just a very funny guy.
He was a very funny guy.
Yeah, Dom
Yeah.
DeLuise was Shagunda. Just type that in, and you'll see some of the things he did as Shagunda. But Ruth Buzzy was teamed with him, so that's
But
how.
she was another one for
How-
Laughing.
how-
I mean, Laughing produced so many big
Wow,
stars.
huge, yeah. What a show. Could never run it now, though. Okay.
And I don't think so.
Hey, Pat, I want you to have a good weekend.
You have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday.
All right, take care.
Okay. Bye-bye, Marshall.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with the check on our tri-state forecast.